Here's everything we know about Stranger Things Season 5 so far. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris and welcome back to another video. So today we got a fun one as I am doing a rundown of all of the information that we have about Stranger Things Season 5 so far. And before we head into the Upside Down, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below some of your early predictions for Season 5, and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to help me hit my goal of 75,000 subscribers here on the channel. It would mean a lot, and you can expect to see tons of Stranger Things content as we get closer to Season 5. Without further ado, let's dive into the Upside Down and talk about everything we know about Season 5 of Stranger Things so far. So as we all know, Season 5 is the final season of Stranger Things, which is pretty bittersweet, not gonna lie. It's my favorite show of all time, so of course I'm sad to see it go, but I want to see this thing stick the landing, and based on everything we know so far, I have high hopes in the Duffer Brothers to pull this off. Now, I compiled a bunch of information from interviews to articles. Shout out my friend Jacob, Starcourt Food Court, for helping me out with getting some of this information. So I'll start with some pretty exciting news, and that is the fact that this is going to start filming in May or June, aka sometime in summer of 2023. We know from Noah Schnapp on one of his Instagram lives, he talked about how it was going to start shooting in May.
I'm done with school in May and starting to shoot in May.
And then David Harbour said at a Comic-Con panel that it's going to start shooting in June.
We start shooting that in June though, and that'll be the final season.
So somewhere between May to June of this summer 2023, Stranger Things Season 5 will begin filming in Atlanta, where it typically films. And what's neat about this is I actually live in Georgia, not too far from the main filming location, so me and my girlfriend Cam might be doing some scouting out and see what's going on, and I might even make like a weekly vlog series out of it, like Stranger Things filming update every week. That might be a fun series, so stay tuned for that. But what's cool about this season is that unlike the previous 4 seasons, the Duffer Brothers are actually going to have all of the scripts written prior to the beginning of filming. In past seasons, they would have some of the scripts done and then make a lot of adjustments and write some more scripts for episodes along the way. This time around, Netflix wanted to have all of the scripts fully completed prior to filming beginning.
We're talking about Season 5, and Netflix is actually the ones who were really interested in us doing this again, which is having all the scripts written ahead of time. It just requires more writing time.
And this checks out because they started writing Stranger Things Season 5 back in August of 2022, so it's been months of them writing and developing this show. They've even posted a few images on the Stranger Things writers Twitter account, hinting at storyboards and outlines of what to expect, and in one of those images, it shows that there is 8 episodes, at least in the outline. Now, we don't know the run times of the episodes, but 8 episodes seems to be the structure they're going with, which would return to what Season 1 and Season 3 both were. The Duffer Brothers have also talked about how this will not be as long as Season 4. As we all know, Season 4 was split into 2 volumes, with the finale being like 2 hours and 20 minutes long, multiple episodes being damn near an hour and a half long. This season is not going to be as long, which makes sense because we're in the end game now. There's not much to set up like in previous seasons. We know exactly what's at stake here, and I won't be surprised if we open right where we left off with the final shot of Stranger Things Season 4. And this comes directly from a video interview with the Duffer Brothers where they said there is no ramp up for this season. They're gonna start fast at like 100 miles per hour out the gate because this is the final season and we already know what's at stake.
Season 5 is going to start pedal to the metal. I mean, we're not going to do the ramp up. There's no time, there's no normalcy, obviously, once you reach the end of 4. I mean, it's not like there's going to be time to explore our characters' love life and how is Steve's dating going. And I mean, there's going to be none of that. It's just going to be going 100 miles an hour from the beginning. It's going to be intense from beginning to end with not so much ramp up.
They also said it's going to be intense from beginning to end, so I can only imagine what they have in store for us. So we kind of got an idea of what the structure of Season 5 is going to look like. It's going to be the most fast-paced, not a lot of ramp up or slower episodes to start, and it's going to be maybe 8 episodes long. Well, the Duffer Brothers have also said multiple times now that they're going back to the basics and the dynamics of Season 1 character groupings.
But this is about everyone finally coming back together, coming back to Hawkins, Hopper back in Hawkins, Hopper back with Ultimate, the original group back together, the original group of boys plus 11, like the OG group come full circle.
Which just fills my heart with so much joy because I love seeing the main group of Stranger Things kids together in Season 1, and it seems like that's going to be the case here, with the main character groupings likely being Joyce and Hopper, Jopper Supremacy, the main group of kids like Mike, Will, Lucas, Dustin, Eleven, and Max, whose fate is sort of up in the air, and then the older kids, as I call them, which is like Steve, Nancy, Robin, and Jonathan. Now, Robin's obviously newer to the picture in Season 3, but Steve, Jonathan, and Nancy is going to be an interesting triangle there. Not only a love triangle, but sort of their relationship relationships. How is that going to go down in the season? We're going to get answers because the Duffer Brothers said everything's going to come full circle going back to season 1 relationships.
You know, Steve Nancy and her relationship with Jonathan, where things are not fully resolved. That journey isn't over yet. All of that is going to play a huge role.
So we're finally going to get some resolution with Stancy or Jancy. But will everyone actually have a happy ending? Who's to say? They did say it's going to be sort of a Return of the King-ish ending, which makes sense.
I'm sure the wrap-up will be a lot longer. It's going to be Return of the King-ish.
Avengers Endgame did the same thing. Anytime a big franchise or series comes to a close and there's multiple beloved characters, it's only fitting that they each get their proper send-off. So I can already imagine the series finale being like 2+ hours long, and like the final 30 minutes is like 5-minute scenes of each character getting a fitting send-off. Now, as we head into season 5, there's still a lot of questions to be answered and a lot of things up in the air, but fortunately the Duffer Brothers have said that there will be tons of revelations made, and we're going to get pretty much all the answers about the Upside Down.
He wrote a 25-page document talking about the Upside Down and how it's created and all of this, and that document, that's the document that we're really starting to show the audience now. We're starting to peel back the layers of the onion. And there are a couple more big reveals that we saved for season 5.
Now, I think what they're hinting at here is Will's role in the entire Upside Down. I would love to see some flashbacks where we see him getting taken into the Upside Down in season 1 through his point of view, maybe sort of retconning in a way, a lot like they did with the whole Vecna reveal in season 4. But also, I want to know the significance of the date that Will was taken, November 6th, 1983. As we find out in season 4, the Upside Down is frozen in time on that date, so I would really love to get the actual reasoning behind that, and I'm sure we'll get the answer. And perhaps the juiciest piece of information we have about season 5 so far is the first episode title. Season 5 episode 1 is officially titled The Crawl. Now, what is the significance of this episode title? Well, in Dungeons & Dragons terms, a dungeon crawl is a type of scenario in fantasy role-playing games in which heroes navigate a labyrinth, battling various monsters, avoiding traps, solving puzzles, and looting any treasure they may find. It's very on brand to have a D&D parallel in Stranger Things yet again, but there's also some outlandish theories that this could be referring to Eddie Munson crawling his way out of the Upside Down after we see him die in the season 4 finale. Now, this is very out there, probably not likely. Now, there is that 2-day time jump at the end of the season 4 finale, which I think was intentional. They didn't just do that for no reason. They're probably going to revisit something that happened during that 2-day time jump that we as the audience didn't see, and that could be Eddie somehow escaping from the Upside Down. Now, it's worth noting that an Eddie Munson prequel book was just announced called Flight of Icarus, and it's written by Caitlin Schneider, who is in the writer's room for Stranger Things season 5, so that's interesting in and of itself, the fact that we're getting a little Eddie spin-off in book form. But then I thought more about it and was like, if one of the writers for season 5 is making this Eddie spin-off book, the likelihood of him showing up in season 5 is pretty high. Now, whether or not that means he's coming back to life or not, you can decide, but I think that it's more likely we will get a flashback scene with him, or perhaps a vision scene of him where Dustin sees him, not in like a Force Ghost way, but in like a dream where he sees Eddie and Eddie might give him some advice. I think that's the biggest question a lot of us have is, will Eddie Munson show up in season 5? Again, based on what we've heard from the Duffer Brothers, it sounds like they're going back to season 1, focusing on the original main characters, so I don't know if there's room for Eddie to make a return, but I will say with my chest right now, he will make an appearance in season 5. But when it comes to season 5 news, that's pretty much all we've got right now. It's pretty bare bones. They're going to start filming within the next month or so. They're going back to the basics of season 1 and coming full circle with everything, and there's not going to be a lot of time to mess around in the first few episodes. We're starting fast out the gate. The season 5 premiere is called The Crawl, and we have no clue when the show itself will actually release, but I've got a pretty good idea of when we're going to get some more news. Every year Netflix has a Tadum event where they show new footage for a lot of their upcoming movies and shows, and it's kind of like their version of DC Fandom. I wouldn't be surprised if we got our first official teaser trailer for Stranger Things season 5 here. Now, there wouldn't be much new footage, more so just like a montage of important shots from the previous seasons and then give us the Stranger Things 5 logo reveal. But if that doesn't happen at Tadum, I'm almost positive we'll get it on Stranger Things Day, which is November 6th. By then, they will surely be done filming season 5, so it only makes sense that they put together something to celebrate Stranger Things Day. But again, that's all speculation. I think we will 100% get the official logo and a poster by the end of this year. Maybe, just maybe, some footage. But with summer right around the corner and filming about to start up, there will be tons of behind-the-scenes photos they release, and we'll probably get more news every week. And again, I might even go out and venture to these filming locations to try and get a little bit of tidbits. But as it stands right now, that is everything we know about Stranger Things Season 5. If I forgot to mention anything, let me know in the comments down below. But be sure to hit that like button. Let me know some of your biggest predictions for Stranger Things Season 5 in the comments down below. I can't wait for this season. It's my most anticipated piece of media, I would dare to say, ever. I love this show with my full heart. It is my favorite thing. And I'm actually about to start up another rewatch just because because summer's right around the corner and I got the Stranger Things bug. It's honestly insane to believe that it's been almost a full year since Stranger Things 4 Volume 1 came out. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around actually, but get ready for a lot more Stranger Things 5 content as we ramp up towards the new and final season of the show. Might be revisiting some filming locations and checking out some new ones for the first time and doing another vlog because I just had so much fun with that. But I definitely want to start reincorporating more Stranger Things content here on the channel, so I hope you guys are ready to go back into the Upside Down. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to help me reach my goal of 75,000 subscribers here on the channel. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.